What up, Yang Gang? Welcome back. Now we're back with Dennis from T4Y Podcast. And we're going to be talking about the Middle East, man. We got a lot of shitstorms going on over there. And Biden, within his first 100 days, checks, not yet. Bombs, shortly ahead. So we bombed Syria because of something that happened in Iran, they think so.
Yeah, it's like I was telling everybody, very quickly after Biden is elected, we're going to start dropping bombs on people, and it's exactly what we've been doing now, and it's not going to stop. So what he blamed was something earlier in the month, 30 days ago, that happened in Iraq. That what they call Iranian-backed militia group, right? Just a very generic term, easy as hell. Then you can just blame anybody, right? And it injured, I believe it injured a contractor and it killed one other person. And so that was a month ago. And so they took that as justification to then attack in Syria a similar Iranian-backed group. Now, there's so many different implications to this because the Middle East is always sticky, right? And that's something that we can all agree on. But we don't want to get into Trump's, three peace deals or anything like that. But let's keep Trump out of it. Let's go ahead and talk about bloody Biden, right? Ooh,
no. Let's be real.
I like that.
Trump had two opportunities with, almost legitimate justification to flex with North Korea. And he passed on that shit. He called him Rocket Man and stuff, but he talked himself out of it. And the big one was Iran. Michael Bolton was biting at the bit to start some shit. And he says, you know what? I'm going to pass. I'll give him credit for those two moments where he backed down and says, you know what? I'm not trying to start a war. And he just left it at that, which I give him credit for. I said it here, folks.
Well, you see, he never intended to go to war with North Korea, right? No. He knows North Korea is the little toddler in the corner that's been a thorn in our side for so many years. But he realized there's no reason for them to be a thorn in the side. So he says, "Hey, you know what, little Rocket Man?" And guess what, little Rocket Man did? Oh shit! Okay, this guy's not playing around, and that's exactly what he intended. It's exactly what he did. So that was a great thing that happened. The peace deals in the past months here in the Middle East, fantastic developments, and those are all going to go now by the wayside because Biden is trumpeting that he wants to go back in with the Iran deal, right? The Iran nuke deal, which is a terrible deal. It's a terrible deal. We're basically paying them to put off building a nuclear weapon. How about we flex our muscle and we say, if you build a nuclear weapon, we are going to blow the fuck out of you. That's a nuke deal. So now he's picking a fight with Iran. Does he not want to sign that? Does he think that it is a bad deal and he can't afford to agree with Trump? And at the same time, he's now going to the other side of the Muslim empire and he's sticking his finger in the eye of Saudi Arabia. He declassifies a very non-specific study, right, from the deep state. That said that, MBS probably did it because MBS is in charge. That's it. There's no fucking smoke.
But don't they have like recorded conversations?
There's no smoking gun. Do you have
Egypt has audio tapes. They had bugged their embassy.
Do you have the story that you can pull up that actually has the actual, not transcripts, but the actual wording from our I don't know if it's CIA or state, but it says that we have come to the conclusion that he is responsible because he is in control. That's it. There's no smoking gun, and that's why Trump didn't declassify that, because it's a bullshit hyperbolic report that didn't directly point the finger at who's to blame. Now, look, we all know MBS did it, right? And we all know that he called for action. And but this is geopolitical politics, right? We can't just say, "Oh, okay, fuck that guy, he did it." But now Biden releases that and then tries to be the good guy and say, we're not going to put any sanctions on MBS. I mean, the whole thing is a clusterfuck. I don't know what the end game is, but I also know that Biden isn't making all these decisions. It's the I don't want to keep saying deep state. That scares Democrats off. It's the
industrial
permanent bureaucracy.
complex. It's the machine, man.
It's the permanent bureaucracy. So, you know, are we setting up to go to war with Iran? Are we setting up to? Is he fighting with Saudi Arabia now so we can pull back from Yemen? Why doesn't he just man up and pull back from Yemen? That's what I would do tomorrow. And the only reason Trump didn't do that is because Trump loves money. He loves the damn arms deal and deals that he was doing with Saudi Arabia. You know, it's everything is so damn dirty, and Trump certainly wasn't perfect. But you know what? He didn't start any new goddamn wars, and Biden's already done it in 40 fucking days.
But he did arm them with a shit ton of weapons. That's just another way of continuing a war. Not directly, it's indirect participation, you know, with arming them.
Now, if you're talking about Saudi Arabia, they would have just gotten the stuff from Russia or from China.
Yeah, but I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck all that shit, man. Again, it's dirty. They all fucking do it, man. I just don't like the idea of us bombing in a different country. Bombing civilians. That's domestic terrorism internationally. I've been like that. I've been consistent. Us bombing another country, they don't even know what the fuck's going on. They're out there eating goddamn peach cobbler. And then next thing you know, kablooey. And we don't know who the innocent people are that are getting shrapnel stuck in their ass. But here we go. We're bombing in a different country for something we think that someone did over there. Like, you cannot justify that in my eyes. No matter what spin you put on it, you cannot justify it. And we're in the middle of peace talks with Iran, trying to get back into a nuclear deal. Go back to Obama, turn back the damn clock again. It is what it is. That's their goal. And now we're gonna let's talk about passive aggressive bullshit. We think you did something. Watch this, bro. Boom. Is this you? Like, you can't go into a peace talk and you got to flex. Hey, you pull some bullshit like that you did a minute ago, you're lucky it's only one person died and one person injured. Because we're going to bring the freaking thunder next time, bitch. You know, like, you have to take control in that way, in my eyes. And I'm not default to authority of intimidation, but you're in peace talks, and if they have any evidence, then you just bring it to the table of them behind closed doors and say, listen, we know what you're doing. Enough. Or we're out, and then it's fair game. So I don't know, man. I don't like this geopolitics. It's very, very frustrating for me to watch it happen again.
Well,
it's the same thing, man.
But your approach is right, you know, and it's not that you don't necessarily even need to come to the table. You pick up the goddamn phone. Right. I mean, you think Trump was out there meeting with MBS all this time and keeping everybody. Yeah. You know, it's very easy to do when you're the biggest boy in the room. And I don't want to be throwing our weight around. But you know what? If we can throw our weight around and stop fighting, that's a good thing. And get our fucking people out of the Middle East. We don't need all these damn bases. Get them the fuck out. How's China doing? China's doing fine on the global stage. They don't have bases everywhere. Japan, Germany, Russia, you name it. Where's Italy's bases? We don't need to have all these damn bases, and we're wasting all of our money, and we're killing people. We need to stop. And we can pull all of our money out of these foreign damn conflicts. Stop fucking around. But then, with that said, that means that we need to keep the Keystone pipeline open. Right. And that's probably going to run afoul with many people on this stream here. But it's something that we have to do, because to do this, we need to stay energy independent, or we're going to need to go take over Venezuela or something. If we want to steal oil, we can either steal oil or we can pump oil. I'd rather pump oil, bring our boys and girls back, and not kill people. Pretty fucking easy.
Yeah, I have a problem with the pipeline just because of the economic or the environmental fallout, and their we don't hold them accountable when the shit goes south like they truly should be. Deregulation makes us pay for their profit, pay for their what do you want to say, that it pays for their mistakes. You know, proper regulation makes it expensive for them, and it hurts their bottom line. That's how you incentivize companies to keep things on the up and up and have better regulations. As far as like the oil pipeline, man, You just got to have some better systems. They just had another line leak into, I think it was San Francisco Bay. A couple of thousand gallons of oil leaked into the harbor. You see this huge slick from overhead. You're like, Christ, that's going to kill some shit, you know?
Pelosi will just get billions of dollars from Biden to clean that shit up. It's fine.
Oh, man. But yeah, so I have a problem with the pipeline being shoved down people's throats. They tried to go through a Native American reserve, and luckily they had to reroute it at, what's that called? Standing Rock, right? They had to reroute it around Standing Rock. They're still doing some, Tom bullshittery around the edges there. But yeah, I agree that we do need to get some energy independence. But we're not even close. Like, we're not close.
We're energy independent.
No, we're still buying oil from over there.
We're exporting. I mean, we're energy, and if you include the nat gas and the fracking and our oil reserves, we are independent. We don't need to buy from overseas. We're good.
But
well, we have the resources, and dude, I just can't pull it up on my system. My system is lagging too much. But okay. Yeah, no, we are energy independent. We don't need the Middle East. We don't need Venezuela, which is why I don't understand why Trump tried to do a coup by tweet against Venezuela. It was the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. But, like I said, there's nobody's perfect, and Trump didn't do everything perfect. That was one asinine thing that he did. But, it is what it is.
But yeah, guys, let us know what you think about that in the comments section. Thanks for joining us. Go check out T4Y Podcast, formerly known as Trumper for Yang. But we'll see you guys next time, guys. Thanks for joining us. And like always, Yang Yang.